That's a very good question. Good questions. We have a way of doing our show now that is very streamlined but very liberating. We'll say the script has maybe 12 pages. We'll do the first 2 pages as written so the writers get what they want. Then we do what's called the crazy pass. We can do anything that comes into our heads, whether it's off color or not, and we do. And the engineer saves all of those things. But it's just wonderful. And quite often the improvs that we come up with end up in the show. So it's a very, very good way of doing things. And you save time doing it too. I'm sorry, what was your second question?
When you first get a new role, how do you decide on what sort of voice you're going to use?
We are required to do 1 major voice and 2 peripheral voices in most episodes. And all they do is get this, here again, very liberating. The director just gives you a general thing, or you see the storyboard, you see what he looks like, and you just throw a voice out there. And it's amazing how many times that, no matter what actor is doing it, it's just fine, works just great. So it's not a whole lot of work, but we do the best we can.
Squidward?
Yes.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, mayonnaise is not an instrument. I am not finished my errand either.
You're a mind reader.
Paparazzi, no.
I'm sorry, back again.
So, what do you eat or drink in order to minimize the crackling in your voice before a recording session?
Tequila seems to work. No more than 1 bottle, though. Don't think I'm going on like that here. Yes.
When you first heard the pitch for SpongeBob and were like, when you auditioned, how did you think the show was going to go over?
You know, I gotta say, it was just another audition. I saw the breakdown, I saw the picture, I saw the big honking nose, so I put it in kind of a nasal quality too. I knew he was sarcastic. And I did the audition, I got the part, we did the session, I saw the pilot, and I didn't think it was that good. It got much better as we explored different characters and different scenarios. But I don't think anybody thought that it would either last as long as it did or become as popular as it became. So this was a very, very pleasant surprise for all of us.
Hi. I don't know if you remember meeting my dad at InvaderCon 2, but you guys were sitting there in the bar of the hotel, and that was my first convention, InvaderCon 2.
Yeah, we both got drunk. Just kidding.
Anyways, so I was wondering if you attended InvaderCon 3 and how
I did. It was just there in InvaderCon, but for those of you that don't know, Invader Zim, a really weird TV show that Nickelodeon that lasted only 1 season. Very, very bizarre. It became a cult kind of favorite with a whole new generation of younger people, mostly young girls for some reason. And it had its own convention, InvaderCon. InvaderCon 1, and 2, we just did the last one in Austin, and the producer of it says he vows he'll never do it again, but he said that last time too. So yeah, it's very, very weird. That was your question, though. Did I go to InvaderCon 3? Okay, answer, yes.
And also, what are the properties of Super Toast?
Super Toast. It's real science for those of you that know Professor Membrane. I'm making toast. Real science. Try it.
If you come by my table, I have some pictures of Professor Membrane that you can get if you wish. Weird stuff.
All right. Don't make me break into a soft shoe here now.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what kind of background did you have in acting? Like, did you start in theater or like film, or what was your background?
I started in radio and TV. I got my degree in that, but got more interested in acting when I was in college, and was working at a local TV station, and they gave me a late night slot for a comedy show late at night. So I started doing that. A lot of stage, went to New York, got involved with the National Lampoon, and right before Animal House came out, we toured the entire country, and they were going to make the next Jaws film, which at the time, the second one had been made, so this film was going to be called Jaws 3 People 0. And the best part about the script was the title. It was about a movie company making a shark movie. And we were going to use Spielberg's Bruce, the mechanical shark. But we were going to show how it worked. And right before we went into production, Spielberg came to the studio and said, you know, that's kind of mess up the fantasy of my original film, so if you don't cancel this film, I'm out of here. And what do you think they did? That's my Hollywood tragedy story. But according to the script, I had a love scene with Bo Derek, who was just, still is gorgeous. So, got into that, went into the agent's office that I was at the time and said, you know, I can do voice work. And they started sending me out. Very, very uneventful pathway of getting to where I am right at this moment, but that's just where it was. Do film whenever I can, but the voiceover stuff is my bread and butter. We people in my industry came up with a new take on what we do. We're not voiceover actors. We're voice-over actors. Because you should see the stuff we are required to do, and we don't just stand stoically at a microphone and do whatever we're going to do. We are all over the place. In fact, Clancy Brown, who does Mr. Krabs, if you're familiar with The Shawshank Redemption, he's the main guard, the featured guard in that thing. He always sits behind me in the sessions, and as I said, he and SpongeBob are often required to go on these ridiculous crime jacks. And I'm sitting there listening to Clancy Brown, this very tough-looking, fearful guy, you know. I turn around. I'm gonna remember that next time I see Shawshank Redemption.
Or Highlander.
Or Highlander. Yeah, that was crazy.
The Cardigan.
He was wonderful in that. Yeah, he's a very fierce-looking guy, but he's a teddy bear. It's loving him. So,